Woo.
Holla. Holla.
Lily Bella ha ha.
Lloyd, thank you so much for continuing your first class. I very much appreciate it. As well as Spectre, thank you for continuing your first class, especially with Prime. I know you only have one, so thank you so much for choosing me. Hi, everybody. Hello. Good evening. Good evening. Not even good evening. It's a whole good night, bro. It's for sure is a whole good night. My name is Lee Bell. I love to travel, but I suck at geography, and I am suffering through this battle. I want you to know that I tried to do bear and I could not bring bear. Like I genuinely tried to bring bear up and bear did not show up at all. So I don't know why. Sorry. Yeah, I literally pressed at
Didn't
it.
quite make it to 3 years, but these have been great. Glad to have been able to support you all this time.
Thank you, Bento. Thank you for continuing your first class. I very much appreciate it. Bento's also awake. Bento, what are you and Mom doing awake? Huh? Hello, everybody. I had a shorter starting student screen today because low-key, I'm trying to get through this. I am suffering the Baldur's Gate.
With courage does the hero march.
I am suffering through Baldur's Gate.
Hey, can you delay the last stream by 4 days so I can renew my sub so it shows on stream?
Unfortunately, I cannot. But thank you for the thought. Low-key, thank you for the thought. Yeah, I don't know how to say this, but I'm low-key just suffering through this part. I tried it, not gonna lie. Whoa. Actually, hold on. Let's not do that. All right, let's just look at what's happening first. We're playing Baldur's Gate today. And as part of one of my subathon goals that I actually will be able to finish, I have to finish Baldur's Gate. I thought that it was going to be less. It is not going to be less work. It is going to be just probably more work than I thought, for real. You play offline since last time? I just finished up the other parts, that's all. I'm surprised you didn't ask why I'm still awake. Dev, I don't know what it is, but with you, I feel like you're okay. I don't know what it is with you. I just feel like you are okay. Do you know what I mean? I am also drinking. Just letting everybody know. I went to a wedding today. I am definitely intoxicated. So this is gonna be great.
I am Ansel, heart of the gate, butchered in flesh, risen in spirit.
And so when the spirit
I watched this already, technically.
Why have you come?
A deep sub.
Rack. My words are
The Emperor's.
The Emperor! They're besties! Oh my god! Oh. Beto, thank you so much for other mode! I appreciate it! Thank you, thank you! And you're right, I am okay. I just have the trust in you, I suppose.
A name I once answered. A name I did not.
Baldurin! The guy that I had relations with?
and more.
Is Baldurin?
Till
Did you catch the bouquet? They actually didn't have a bouquet thing.
you come to dance on
Funnily enough.
you, and now you
Oh, okay.
throne before me. How far has the great Balduran fallen?
Stillness.
Enough! I gave you everything, Balduran.
Ooh!
You repaid me in slaughter.
What, did they change this cutscene? It was not like this? Was it not?
I am the heart of the let my
What was it like? I have been told I actually have to kill. I genuinely have to kill this thing at 400. I've been told I actually have to kill it at 400 health. Cease, Spectre, cease. Yeah, you have to fight him. He's never friendly. So genuinely, I have to... Oh, I can only kill him, is what you're saying. That's truly unfortunate. Is he... What is he immune to? He's resistant to necrotic, lightning, and poison. Oh, he's not immune to fire. Luckily. You can actually take the... Oh, thank you for the med check, actually. Actually, I don't remember if I took my meds today. I feel like possibly I did, but we'll see. Take the helm behind him without fighting? What do you mean? What helm? This? This thing? Is that what I need? No, I don't want to try. I don't want to get rid of the Emperor. What are you talking about? Oh, it provokes attack of opportunity too much, my dude. Way too much attack of opportunity. I didn't realize that was what I actually had to get. Oh, I don't want the... I thought I was going to be able to use him for my fight later on. You did not get... You shouldn't have gotten timed out, Bento. I don't know. Well, I didn't experience this tentacle love. Man, must suck for you, low-key.
Talk to me.
Let's see, let's see. Can I... Will it hurt everybody? Or just... Oh, it seems like it might hurt everybody. Let's do this. Oh, it still hurts everybody even if I do that. Okay, unfortunate. That's fine.
Blood comes easy these days.
Let's see, let's see. I mean, I might as well grab the helm regardless, right? Difficult terrain. Dang, messed up. What the heck am I? Am I going the right way? I am not going the right way! Oh, nar. Oh, no. Oh, no, I messed up. I messed up, everybody. Oh, well. That's unfortunate. That's okay. That's all right. Me wanting to get things proper. Who would think that? That's insane. Anyways, that's okay. That's okay. Just keep going. Just keep moving, my dude. Anyways, hi. My name is Lilybell. I love to travel, but I suck at geography. Wedding was fine. I want to eat way more than what the wedding actually offered. Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. That was not smart of me. Yeah, wedding was fine. I want more junk food than they gave me. I drank a lot and yeah. Same old. Pretty usual of me, not gonna lie. And I know I haven't streamed with you guys for a bit. I spent money in Honkai. I'm sorry. No, you're not. If you were truly sorry, you wouldn't have done it. Hey, listen. What? Cole? Cole, what are you doing up? Cole, hi. Oh my god, you guys don't know. I mean, I don't know if Cole knows this. Cole probably doesn't know this. Hi, Cole. I don't want to say it out loud now. Never mind. I'm not gonna say it out loud. I'm just gonna. I was about to sleep and saw too that you went. Aw, thank you. Thank you so much. Have a very good night. Rest well, Cole. Yeah, rest well, Cole. I'm definitely not in. Have a great stream, sus. Have a great stream, sussy plain VTuber. Hey, wait, hold on. Wait. What do you mean sussy? I'm not that sussy. What are you talking about? What is this? Does the Helm of Baldurin help me control him? Good night, rest well, Ko. You guys don't even understand. I low-key have a cute little crush on Ko. It's actually kind of adorable. So you're fine with playing VTuber, but not sussy? Listen, I feel like everybody at this point has called me that. It's not special. It's not new. So at this point, I don't really feel like is that Cap? What's Cap? Huh? I'm sorry. What? I don't remember saying anything ever at all. What are you talking about? Queen of Sus? No, wrong. I've never been suspicious ever before in my life. I don't know why you guys would think such things. That's false. You're wrong. It's pretty Cap in my opinion? Why? Are you telling me you watched me enough to know? Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're I mean, is that what you're saying? Oh, cool. I've got it. Does that mean what the fuck? Where does this go? Oh, shit. Wait, I didn't know this was a thing for real, though. Wait. Now I'm actually genuinely interested. Sussy Bell the hydroplane. Speaking of hydroplane, does anybody want to get hydration? D, if you're drinking alcohol with me or not. C, if you're just hanging out. Having a good time. Don't be upset. Nobody be upset with me, okay? I went to a wedding today, so it's I had to celebrate the bride and the groom. Don't be upset. Thank you for swallow noises. I appreciate it. That's messed up. Okay. Alrighty. Well, this is not necessarily the best deal, but I'll take whatever I can get, I suppose. What is this? 4 to 11? Can I do this? Oh, of course there's a miss. But honestly, it's not impossible for me to get... What, it's 258 out of 400 already.
Floof up the Lilybell all puffy and electrical, so she can expand her electrical brain power. Praise the Lilybell.
Cease! Cease! Target is too far. What do you mean target is too far? I'm not that far. Wait, why don't I have good movement speed? I'm confused. But thank you, Royal. I appreciate it. Hello. Is that it? Oh, nar. Oh, I don't have enough for an action now. Oh, darn. Oh, that was not smart of me. I keep forgetting that the dash will take a full action. Oh, this is unfortunate. Oh, this is not the smartest thing I've done in my life. It's okay. We started. We started. We're just making it a warm-up, you know? That's completely fine. What happens if I leave?
Give it a try.
If I do that? Oh. And then what oh? Huh? What? Is this not on the other side of... Whoa. Wait, what is this? This is insane.
Onward.
Oh, gosh. Oh, me, oh, my. Oh, me, oh, my. What is this here? Oh, me, oh, my. Oh, me, oh, my. What is this here for real? Oh, wait, wait, wait. This is just the way out, isn't it? Oh, unfortunate. This is just a way out. What does this say? Find the entrance. I already found it. Okay. How interesting. All right, that's fine. We'll find out how I could do this. Maybe I can still kill him. Who knows? Maybe I'll just give it a try. Is it even my turn? It's not even my turn. It's Karlach's turn. Okay. This is gonna feel good to who, my dude? Where's the dragon? Where's the trail? Boop, 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 boo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Why is my movement speed so low? Give it the old college try? Real? Why not? You're so right. Okay. Okay. Ranged attack it is. Saved. Wow, I love that for me. Love that for me still. Alright, alright. It's fine. I'll take it. You know what? Let's see what happens if I just hit this dude. Okay, done. There's not very much that I can do with that dude, technically. Oh, Farseer Senpai, sweetheart, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Wow, worked. Shigashu. Shigashu. Isn't there a song called Shigashu? Something like that. Shigashu. Something like that. Thank you so much for claiming your daily flight tag. Hi, Axe. Hello, hello. Hi, everybody. It's been a while since I've done Night Supremacy stream. Night Supremacy. Uh-oh. Well, that's not good. Lollipop, lollipop, ooh, lolly, lolly, lolly. What the fuck do you mean you can't reach? Are you... What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you, my girl? What's wrong with you? Can't use reaction shocked. This isn't a reaction. This is simply a... Oh. You cannot. You literally cannot. Oh, well, let's throw something at him. That's fine. Shoo, shoo, shoo. Shoo, shoo, shoo. Shoo, 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 shoo. Does anybody know that one? Damn, that is very unfortunate. She's one of my strongest, too. Dang! This is unfortunate! This is incredibly unfortunate and sad. Oh, thank goodness. Oh, thank goodness. That took freaking... Oh, thank goodness it took something. No! No energy hoarding! No! Hit it! Kill it! Kill it! That's right! Kill it! Yeah! Woo! I love you, my girl! Oh my god. I love you, my girl. You are one of the only ones that actually can do something. Thank goodness. Jesus, Lord and Christ. What are you? Oh, not important to me. That's what you are. Aw, boo-hoo. Oh, well, I tried. Okay. You probably should drink something though, for real. And then maybe you can just... Wow, that was not good. I wish that was better. Uh-oh, well, that's not good. Oh, well, that's not good. Oh, well, that's not good at all. Oh, that's not necessarily good at all. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, what the heck are these? Oh, no, oh, no, 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 no. Is it Shadowheart's turn? Sugar, honey, honey. No, that's not it. That's not the one I was thinking about. But I know what you're talking about. It just happens to not be the one that I'm thinking about. I'm not even gonna lie. Dude, I think Karlach herself just might be strong enough. Genuinely, it is not a joke. Sugar, oh honey, honey, you are my candy girl, and I'm not even missing you. Bam, sugar, dun 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 dun. Oh honey, honey, dun 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 dun. You are my candy girl, and something. I cannot believe it, and loving you. I cannot believe it's true. Great, now I've got that song stuck in my head. What the heck, man? What do you mean, not enough movement? And loving you. I cannot believe it's true. What do you mean, not enough movement? Ah, shit! Oh, honey, honey. Nice. That took something. Not a lot, but it took something, I guess. I suppose I should just go and help Will out, huh? That sounds like a smart thing to do. Hey, Will. Get up, you dipshit. It's hard for me to imagine that this is still like something, I don't know. Still something technically casually okay in this universe. Just them, you know, pretty much close to dying. Excuse me, Sir Fruitfly. Nar. Oh my gosh, who did it kill? Oh, Nar! Don't kill me! What the heck? Can I just not go? Oh, yes, I can! Oh, Nar! Again! Yeah! I just can't believe it's true. Ah! Wow, wow, it really did work out. Fuck him! We're fucking him up! Uh-oh. That's okay. We're saved, it's fine. We're saved, it's fine. We're saved, it's fine. Right, Karlach? We're fine, right, Karlach? Uh-oh, well, that's not good. I did not mean that. Gosh darn it. Oh, gosh darn it. Not enough movement. What the heck are you talking about, my dude? Excuse me. Oh, well, this is embarrassing. That's not a good idea. I have been asked to go to another part of the family wedding today. I said no because I wanted to be home with you guys. Uh-oh, well that's not good. Just kidding. I love you guys, but like, that's because I didn't think that there was gonna be any better food than there already was for me. Like at home, I can make a grilled cheese and nobody will say a damn thing. You know what I mean? I just can't believe it's true. No way. No way. No way. No way!
Balduran, what have you done?
Unsure. I never thought I'd see him again. My true identity is the one you've known from the moment we met.
I did
concealed
not.
nothing from you. I simply left out the details that were not pertinent to our cause.
That's what I say at the investigator's office after I didn't murder my husband's all 4 ex-ones. Holy shit.
It's like I always told you.
I did not expect to actually kill that shit,
An
bro.
adventurer who yearned for greatness.
Oh
And
shit.
in modern terms, I achieved it.
Okay.
As captain of the Wandering
Oh.
Eye,
Oh my god, is this him as a mortal? Is he hot? I mean, he's hot as he is, but is he hotter as a mortal? I'm just wondering.
but it was not enough. I grew restless again. The sea called to me.
Cool to me.
Ran to her with
And I ran to her with open arms.
life at sea was not easy. Our last adventure was ruinous. My ship was destroyed,
Turn around, I want to see if you're hot!
but my spirit was far from broken. I was determined to return in triumph once again. I heard of treasure in Moon.
Real ski. Real meat ski. Good one.
What I found was an illithid colony,
Uh,
where I acquired a tadpole much like yours, and became a mind flayer, enthralled to the elder brain. It was Ansor who found me. Ansor who pulled me from the brain's domination. Ansor who brought me home.
Oh,
He sought to cure
no.
me of my sickness, called on every healer he could find.
Is that him?
Spirit in the attempt. But he failed to understand. I wanted no healing. I was not sick.
He's alright. He's alright.
Even after he had exhausted all possibility of reversing my condition, he still clung to hope. I tried to convince him of my reality.
He was hot. He's hotter as an illithid.
Yes, beyond my wildest dreams. But all he could see was a
Damn.
mind flayer. He came to me as I slept. A mercy killing in his mind. I saw the tears. I felt his grief.
Oh
I had
no.
no choice but to kill him first.
Oh no.
It was an act of self-preservation.
Oh no.
There were no alternatives. In my place, you would have done the same. Do not think that I am ignorant of what I have lost. I may not regret my actions, but I do regret that they were necessary.
Okay.
The past is beyond my influence. The present is not.
So what? Are you gonna help us or what?
2 nether stones remain in the hands of the chosen. We must find them before we confront the brain.
Right? Oh no. Oh no. That's awful. I would never want to hurt anybody like that. Anyways, let me go ahead and loot them real quick.
What path lies before me?
What path lies before me? Hi, good evening, Azurmage. Very quickly, where the hell is everybody? Oh, okay. That works. Where the heck is Sir Dude? What the? Yo, what? Oh my god, what? Can we just like... Can we just go back to the normal map? No, I cannot fast travel. Oh, unfortunate. Where are we technically? Oh, just right outside. Just right outside. Oh, Will's dead. My bad. I'm sorry, Will. I hadn't realized. You're dead. I should probably go save you.
If you insist.
Actually, I'll just pick up your body later on. Well, I suppose I could pick up your body now. Hi, Uni honey. Sure. Sure. Yeah? Nar? Nar? Well, guess what? The both of you guys are gonna go now.
Defender of the people. Let's give it a go. Heading out. What's this?
I did not expect to actually get it past that, to be honest. But since I'm here, I feel a little proud of myself. Shadowheart and then Karlach. Cool.
Time to rest.
Cool.
These boots have seen
Okay, let's go home. Nope,
what's inside.
that's all right. Good try. What the heck is that? Oh, right. That was earlier. Jump. Jump. Well, now we've gone through that, so... Oh, we should return to camp and inform Duke Ravengard. Perfect. We're going to try and return to camp.
This does.
I just really didn't expect that we were gonna actually be able to kill the dragon, and that's why. That's why I was kind of just like, oh, okay. Hello, Mr. Fruit Fly. Please go down and die. Please just straight up drop and die. Drop it to the flow. Drop it to the flow. Why do you feel that way? Why do you move? Well, too heavy to throw. I didn't ask anybody to throw anything. Drop it to the flow. Drop it low to the flow. It was hot today. Why is it still hot when it's autumn? Good question. Global warming. I hope that helps answer your question. What do you mean, huh? I'm sorry, was I not clear enough? Global warming. Just get colder? Yeah, just get colder, forehead. What the hell? Crazy. Duh. When I go to Hawaii, that's the same shit I say. People are like, oh my god. Tourists are going to Hawaii a lot. Just don't let tourists go to Hawaii? Duh. Hello? Am I crazy? Did you catch any of Fubuki or Kiara's performances? I did not. Why? Did they go hard? I went to a wedding today. I didn't catch any performances of anyone. Sorry.
Here goes nothing.
Yeah, bring back tourist beating in a Waikiki? I mean, why? Just leave the United States? Duh? Are you serious, Uni? I haven't checked the actual prices. I just know that they were doing it. They're $10 each. Unfortunately, I would. Unfortunately, whoa, wait, hold on. Oh, excuse me, pardon me. Excuse me, pardon me. We have to speak to Duke Ravengard. Duke Ravengard, I'm sorry to tell you, the person who's supposed to be your savior, like a dragon, yeah. It's dead. You ate good, I'm assuming? Nope, I just drank a lot.
The Absolute's voice is gone.
Did you not hear it?
Its echoes.
Wait, did you not hear me say it earlier? I said I didn't eat as much good food as I wanted to. Did I not say that? Did I say that or no? Yeah.
I failed, Father. The worm is fallen. A terrible fate for Ansur, my son. Yet my hopes for the
Oh,
future
really? The Duke actually gives a shit about his son now, huh?
and your allies slayed the undead terror that was once the great Ansur. You are stronger than even the great one.
Oh my god, we're just that good? Spectre, thank you for swallow noises. Appreciate it. Tomo! I love you, Tomo!
Lord Ansur are the savior we need. First, you will fell the Absolute. Then we
Excuse
will
me.
rebuild
I love you!
Baldur's Gate. We will take back our city.
I'm not dead, I promise.
I will name you
I'm not dead.
Baldur's Gate's newest Grand Duke of the Council.
Damn!
You will be hailed Heart of the Gate.
Grand Duke. I look the part of a fiend.
So what? So what would you look?
Patriarchs of your good works. They will know you carry your father's banner.
Cap about what? Not dying? Oh my god, real? Let me just...
In which direction will he travel?
Will?
I fought to right the wrongs of the coast, to slay the men and monsters that hunt the helpless. It is in the wilds that I find my courage, not in the halls of upper city estates.
True. Real Bento. Not dead, just nobody gets to see or talk to me ever anymore.
The Blade of Avernus. For as long as demons and devils imperil the Sword Coast, they will be my prey.
Then go with my blessing. Be Faerun's great.
Damn, he doesn't want to be the Grand Duke? Who's gonna take over the Grand Duke? Your freaking father, who basically just got taken over? What the hell?
Hail the Blade of Avernus.
A calm settles over you. The Elder Brain is a menace, but with the Blade of Avernus at your side, you know you can triumph.
Cool! We don't even care about the Blade of Frontiers. We are the Blade of Avernus now. Whoa! Quest completed! Whoa, 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 whoa! All right, is it time? I feel like it's time for me to actually do some shit. I like, now that we've already actually killed the dragon, I'm like, I feel like it's not impossible for us to kill literally anything else. Let's try and grab Orlin. Where the fuck is that dude? Who the fuck is this? Oh, I should probably talk to him, huh? He seems like he wants to talk to me. Yes, here you go, my dude. You and your fine ass thingies.
The Blade of Avernus. A new name for a changed man. The 4 pillars finally rise within me. Courage, insight, strategy, justice.
Wow, I'm so proud of you.
But to become them... but enough reflection for today. I'm of a mind to celebrate.
Let's get
A hearty
drunk!
meal would do the trick. A few hunks of fresh venison, a round of brown ale. What do you say?
We kind of already did that before. Okay. Sounds heavenly. Yeah. I trust you. It's okay. We can celebrate. I'm a big celebration person. We're already gonna die regardless, so let's celebrate it. Might as well celebrate now.
I scout both the hells and the coast's havens, and I destroy every fiend that dares put its eye on Faerun.
That's how many quests you have? Easy? Save failed perception? The hell you talking about? What am I supposed to perceive?
The devil's stench lingers, but Will is yet a champion of the people. I'd hoped he'd join me on the council, but he is his own man. I couldn't be prouder.
Gods, can it be? You
Yeah.
both owe your lives to me. I am not fallen. I am writ.
We must
Yeah!
make this a secret we carry beyond the grave. When people think his name or
How misguided you are.
Who are you talking to? Who's the emperor talking? Oh my gosh. Maru, thank you so much for taking your folks on tour. Hello, tourists. My name is Lily Bell. I love to travel, but I suck at geography, and today I am trying to make some progress in Baldur's Gate. How was your stream, and what'd you do?
she stood by me even as the hell's fires lapped at my feet. Tremendous news. I couldn't bear it if she died by my command. I was returning from Elturel. It wasn't the heat that woke me. It was the scent. I awoke.
Damn.
The rest goes without saying.
Yeah, what are you going to an Elturel for?
Elturel's high overseer.
Hi, welcome, tourists. We are committing murder, like a lot of murder.
I've been touched by Avernus. Been a plaything for demons.
Okay, the Duke is talking a lot for somebody who I don't really care for a lot. That's weird. Why would that be a thing? Why would that be such like that? The quest is already completed. Hi, Will. Stream is great. Tier listed Kingdom Hearts Keyblades with friends. Well, that's cute. What other type of Keyblades? Out of curiosity. How you doing, buddy? Oh, come on, Will. I think me and you know. We're more than just buddies. Come on, Will. Come on. We know. Nano AR is now boarding. Welcome to Label Air. Hope you have a safe and enjoyable flight. Come on, Will. Come on. Fine. Allow me to erect myself. Do it. Do it, bro. How you doing, oh, look at you. Aren't you cute? I'm doing just fine, sweetheart. How are you? Get some help? Okay, Bento. You know the best part about this? I need to tell you guys the best part about this. Legitimately, I did not expect Will to say anything like that. Straight up, I was just like, come on, Will. You know what? You know, we're more than that. And I was just gonna say like friends instead of buddies. But since Will wanted to call me darling, I'll take it. Recolors of existing keyblades. Is that common? Who gets to have the recolors? Gotta keep you on your toes? Never mind. I'm gonna hold back on that one.
Best victuals and cures in the lower city guaranteed. What'll it be?
So much. It'll be so much. Come on, buddy. Yeah? Go on. Nah. I'm good. I'm good. Shit, I wanted to read that. I'll wait. Devil's Gray is now boarding. Welcome to Label Air. Hope you have a safe and enjoyable flight. Ooh, we're gonna be able to pay this off. Easily. Generally. I should probably use this for something. Baldur's Vitality. I need some really dumb minutes to give myself. Oh, okay. Not the word. My eyes are struggling to stay open, so I'm staying. Oh, good night, restful Maru. Do you want a good night kiss? Do you want a good night kiss, Maru? The helmet heals you 2 hit points at the beginning of every turn. That's pretty sick, actually. I really like that. You can't be stunned. Attackers can't land critical hits on the wearer. What do I want? What do I want to have that? You know what? What are you wearing, honey? What are you wearing, honey? I don't need you to wear that. Let's put this here for now. Let's have you wear this, and let's have this fruit fly die. Oh my god. And then I'll have you wear this helmet because I like keeping you alive. You're strong enough for me to keep alive, low-key. You could go for a good meal. 1420. So what? No kidding. It's that strong. You're joking. Okay, not for her. What the fuck? Will? Where's your weapon, Will? What happened? What happened?
Whatever it takes.
Wow. Even. Okay. Works for me. Dynamite it is. Well, you can use this, right? Hell yeah, you can. Oh, sheesh. I don't know where Will's equipment went, but oh, not proficient with martial weapon. What happens when you're not proficient with that? What happens? Can I give her that? Can I give him that? I can, right? Yes. You know who is proficient? You. You're proficient. Never mind. I'm lying. You're not proficient. Hi, Xander. Will turn into a pacifist, silver tongue over weapons? Seriously? Because I don't believe that shit. Is that true? You just gave that shit up? That sounds kind of dumb, not gonna lie. Fudge. I need the... Well, it's okay. You know what? I don't even use hers all that much anyways. What happens if you're not proficient?
The pride of the gate.
Out of curiosity. I mostly use him for... Yeah, I mostly use him for like, for spells, but just in case. Oh, that's it? Just proficiency bonuses? That's it? That's not even important. What the heck? Why is this over here? You're supposed to have your money like this. Here. If anything, it's supposed to be over here. That's right, and you put that there. The heck? Why do you have a halberd here? Not bad, technically. Pretty much, but the bonuses can range from a +2 to a +4 as the characters gains level. Oh, I see. You guys want to hear, I'm sorry, this has literally nothing to do with Baldur's Gate, but do you guys want to hear some tea from the wedding today? Cool. Let's listen to some tea. No, the bridesmaids did not fight. There is an uncle that I have. He's not that much older than me. He's not the kind of uncle where he has like a kid that's my age. He's an uncle like 5 years older than me, right? And he's a stuck-up son of a fucking bitch. And today I decided I was gonna be a little spicy. All right. So today, sorry, hold on. I was just kind of like, oh. Yeah, so today I thought I was gonna be a little spicy because he's a stuck-up son of a fucking bitch. And I legit, on the way up there, I was like, is Uncle blah 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 gonna be there? And my family was like, yes, he will. And I was like, ew, gross. Anyways, and so I saw him and I had said like, oh, well, before I saw him, obviously, I was kind of like, man, honestly, he kind of sucks and blah, blah, blah. And they're like, well, it's okay, you know, because he's not winning. He's like, he's not married or anything, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, nobody can fucking date him because he's a stuck-up son of a fucking bitch. But today I saw him during social hour, and social hour meaning like cocktail hour. And I saw that he had a girlfriend. His girlfriend like introduced herself to a couple of my other aunts. And I spoke to him, and I'm pretty close with my aunt. So I was like, oh my God, is that like blah, blah, blah's girlfriend? And she was like, yeah, let's introduce you. And I was like, really? You want to do that? And she's like, yeah, she's nice. She's a doctor. You know, she's caring. She's blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, cool. Whatever. So I introduced myself and I said, so nice to meet you. And I was a few drinks in already. And she was like, yeah, I'm blah, 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 blah's girlfriend. And I was like, really? And she was like, yeah. Like, you could tell that she had like a confusion look on her face. And I was like, oh, I mean, you're so pretty. I didn't think he could catch someone like you, which is a compliment to her, but at the same time, a fucking slight to him. So one of the other aunts that was literally standing by me was like, oh my gosh, ouch to him. And I was like, really? And at that same time, he comes back around. And he comes back around. I see him and I'm like, hey, great to see you again. He literally looks at his girlfriend and he says, and he has no idea I said this about him, right? He literally looks at his girlfriend and he says, oh, I should introduce you. And he looks straight at the other aunt and he goes, this is aunt blah, 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 blah. And I was like, oh shit, this guy just fucking ignored me. And I straight up just turned around and I was like, okay, real, whatever. Okay, real. And I said that shit out loud. And I like went to go, I literally said that shit out loud to like one of my cousin's like new girlfriends or whatever. Because we were already chilling. But I was like, I'm happy I slighted you because you're a fucking son of a fucking bitch, bro. He straight up saw me, heard me, and then ignored me. And he had no fucking idea at all that I said anything about him. And on the fucking topic, right? It was just kind of like a compliment to his girlfriend, really, you know? People say that shit about their family members all the time, like, wow, how'd they catch someone like you? You know what I mean? I mean, whatever. Anyways. I fucking hate that guy. You've had like 5 weddings this year. I'm impressed. Yeah, thanks. It's been a lot of work. It costs a lot of money, but you know, I just love getting married. I don't know what to tell you. People just give me stuff when I get married, apparently, so I don't mind so much. Yay, another body? It's not that bad. Alright, Cazador's Dungeon. Did we go there? We did go to Cazador's Dungeon. Oh, okay, Bento. Alrighty. Okay. Mom, are you still here? Do you hear what Bento said, Mom? Mom, Bento wants to marry me. Will, are you still here? Well, Bento said he wants to marry me. That's crazy. You know what's even crazier than that? Oh my goodness, please don't. Yes, please walk around it. Walk around it, everybody. Ah, no. Oh, thank God. Nobody.
Stone seals this chamber. The Baal amulet.
Dibs on being best man. You're wrong. you should be fighting.
Cross this threshold.
The best part is Bento actually has had the chance to meet me in person now. So you already know, my dude. I don't know what's... Okay, let's just give it a try. More than likely, we're not going to be able to actually fight this person, but let's give it a try. Oh, inspiration.
Oh, did it think it could protect? Did it think it could save?
I couldn't tell which one's more important, like which one's harder,
You will be next.
Orin or Gortash, but...
Blood will clot the gutters of... I will finish what my grandfather started. Saravok and your crimson will be the... Come!
Uh-oh. Will and Karlak disapprove. Never mind. Let me go back here. I don't want Will and Karlak to disapprove. Will, I don't want you disapproving. I feel like Orin is a more difficult fight, but that's just me. Honestly, I've heard that as well. Excuse me. We got a nice hug in. I didn't want to overwhelm her on the first meeting. That's funny. Yahala! Yahala! Shout out to Yahala. I love him. Yahala's my very good friend. I call him Puppy. He's so cute. I love him. Hi. Thank you. I guess we'll give it a try. I've decided I'm gonna give it a try. Oh, my bad. Let's go all the way back here. Basilisk gate type. I think I did hear that last time though, and I remember how hard Orin was, so I'll just wait. Oh. Oh. What the fuck? Okay.
Better not be cursed.
But also I would contest, except I like being realistic and not aim for things out of my league. Wait. You think I'm out of your league? That's so cute. What the fuck? I like that. You're just accepting that shit. Okay, Will. I like that. Thank you, Will. That's so kind of you. What the fuck? Hello? Oh my gosh. Wow, incredible. I know. Can you believe that? That felt like a compliment to both of us. I didn't realize I was in your league. I don't know. It's your brother. You blushing? Yeah, a little. I always blush when somebody gives me a lot of credit. You know, as much as I am self-confident, I'm not that well, how do I say this? I'm not that self-confident, but even if I enjoyed my quote-unquote self-confidence, right? I'm not that insane. What the fuck? Why do I have a who has a concussion grenade? Who the fuck? Where the fuck is the concussion grenade? What the hell? Oh, is it them? Wait, no, that's there. Incineration. Where the fuck are the concussion? Oh, they're here? Are they here? No, they're more incineration casters. Oh, you know what's crazy? If I just provokes attack of opportunity. Attack of opportunity where, my dude? Just fly over, the hell? Thank you, Deb. Yes, that's what it is. I like trying, but I'm not insane enough. Concussion grenades. Oh my god, they really are at my feet. Oh my god, I had no idea. I thought you were just kind of making a joke, low-key, for a second. What if I just walk away? You know what I mean? What if I just go through that?
Never a dull moment.
You're right. Never a dull moment indeed. Wait, hold on. Yeah, you gotta move this here, honey. Okay.
What should I do?
Just walk away. That's what you should do. Just walk away. I can understand why people don't feel as they feel with our, like, this is not smart. Oh, darn. I just hurt myself. Oh my goodness, my mother is calling me. Hold on. That's fucking. Oh, never mind. Give me 1 second again. Well, I don't know what to tell you guys. I think she found out that I got married without inviting her again. Oh man, what do I do this time? Nar, don't pay. Cute. I just read that, Bento. Okay, alrighty. Tell her marriage. What's that? Is it tasty? Marriage. What's that? Is it tasty? Nah, she can't believe it. Not with the amount of ex-husbands RIP that I've had. That's right. Suffer. Suffer through the fucking bugs. Suffer through the bugs, stupid. Excuse me. Is he even here? I don't even know where he is. Where is Gortash? Is Gortash here? Not charging. Fucked up. You should be hurting other people that are around you. You should be hurting other people that are around you. Wow! Messed up, messed up. Oh my god, this is gonna take forever. Oh my god, this is gonna take forever. Yes, I want pizza.
On it.
Yeah, just get out of the... Yeah, just leave. Actually, just, like, go. Just like, just leave. Oh, never mind. It is not a good place to leave. We only have the ability to kill people. That's fine. They're dead! That's right! XP for nothing because low-key we are already maxed, but that's fine. Get a pizza at a tailgate? A tailgate for what? I'm envious! Wow, that's embarrassing, Loki. Uh-oh. Well, that's not good. Yeah, stay out of the insect plague. That's kind of embarrassing for you to also get hurt by the insect plague. I made 2 pizzas yesterday. One is a pepper chicken ham with a smoked bacon, and second one is sausage. Damn! The pepper chicken ham with smoked bacon is a pretty high quality idea out here. I like the other one that's pretty just chill. It's like, yeah, and one's bacon. And one's bacon. A soccer game? A children's soccer game? My niece came today also, by the way, to the wedding. They thought it was my daughter. People thought it was my fucking daughter. And so I went home and I drank. Yeah, I forgot to mention that. The couch niece? Yeah, it's the couch niece. I just look of age to have children. And I was walking around watching her. And so they thought it was my daughter. A bunch of them. I went home to drink, not because she wasn't my daughter, but because people expected me to have a daughter. And I didn't. I would have told them she is to mess with them, honestly. I'm pretty sure one still did, and I didn't tell them no, technically. I was just like, okay. So somebody else, because I was part of the groom's side, somebody else was part of the bride's side, was like, had a baby also. Not a baby, but like a little girl, right? Like a toddler. And I was like, oh, what time is it? Oh, almost.
Well.
The hell? I was like, they were playing, okay? That's fucked up. Anyways. Bitch. They were playing, and so afterwards I was like, oh my god, thank you so much for playing, you know, to the little girl. And the mom was like, oh, are you guys around here? You know what I mean? And I was like, yeah, we're around here, meaning myself. All right? Not thinking that she meant me and my niece. And she was like, yeah, well, she's having a birthday party, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, definitely. If she wants to invite us, we'd love to. As if it was my daughter, but it's just because I take care of her. And I was like, yeah, maybe she can come down. But I didn't think about it the way that they fucking thought about it, okay? But I suppose that's my fault. You know, if you want a daughter, I could help fix that. Can you, universe? Do you, Uni? Do you wanna give me a daughter, Uni? Is that what you're saying? I'll go with this. God. Oh, was that enough? Oh, nar. It seemed like it was supposed to be enough. What the heck? That's weird. Ah, shit. I can help babysit for one. I don't know how to help you get one other than adoption. Oh. Oh, like that. So you're not trying to say you're willing to help me have a daughter, right? Just trying to make sure. You're not trying to say like, yeah, I totally come in you and give you a daughter, right? Or are you trying to say that? What the fuck, dude? This guy's like supposed to be dead already. What the hell? I know a guy to do that. I'll let you know if we need a babysitter universe. That's foul. I could have children. Could you not have children? Min-max your daughter, Fire Emblem style. Everybody, put in your profile. Put in your profile the way they would ask for other things. What the hell? What the fuck? What is up here? Oh, it's nothing. Put in your profile the way they would ask for a sperm donation. Just trying to min-max my children. What the hell are these things? Does that have anything to do with me at all? Jack, gonna have y'all submit a sperm test real quick. No, I'm just kidding. What the hell is this? Why is it not done anything yet? How are you not dead, my dude? Okay.
Sometimes the only way out is through.
Oh, thank God. Okay, perfect. Now it's her turn, right? Just range attack, dude. It's not even that hard. You bitch. You bitch. Oh, spirit guardians, huh? Oh, you're fancy, aren't you, motherfucker? Fuck you. Get out of my sight. I think I see more advertisements for giving sperm than I see actual women who have dating potential. Yeah, that's true. Advertisements to give sperm? Yeah, of course advertisements to give sperms are... Sperm donors make bank? No. No, they don't. Not that much. I mean, they do make some money, but not nearly as much as an egg donor. Trust. I've looked it up. Not for any reason. Definitely not because I'm poor. Alright, time to kill. Kill! What the fuck, you motherfucker? Kill! Thank God. Okay. Nice. Better than not. Better than not. Wow, that's embarrassing. You're kind of a loser, bro. What the hell? Alright, alright. Just come hit her. Wow! All of you guys are fucking losers! You'd make more money donating plasma? No, I'm pretty sure I make more money giving eggs, but I also make money giving plasma. Damn! That sucks ass. Okay. No, you're fine. You're fine. You're 1 out of 87 health. You're fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, my dude. See, the thing about it is, where the fuck is Gortash? Scum save time? Actually, great reminder. Thanks. It zoned out for a minute. Oh, you didn't miss anything. I was just asking Universe if he wanted to impregnate me. Nothing important. You bitch! Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God. Cause like, let me say it, there's no reason that this dude should be alive either. Yeah, typical Lilybell questions. Nothing new for real. Use. Mm.
This is my time.
Oh my god, Spectre, thank you so much for swallow noises. There we go, the image. What image? What image are we talking about here? Oh, Nar. Yeah, that's okay. I'll pick her up in a second. Dude, seriously, do these incineration casters do fucking literally anything? Oh. Oh, the wood image. Oh, I thought you were just saying it. I don't notice the images. That's cute to know. Majority of you would be willing, would want to like be around though, for a baby. Good job, you guys. I'm proud of you. Okay, can we just kill this dude already? Seriously, I'm tired of him. Thank you. Good God. Jesus Lord. Pick her up. Thank you. Lordy. Alright. Let's go loot. Let's go loot the hell out of these people. Let's go loot these people so much. Oh, God damn it. They didn't have anything. Oh, there's a lot of people out here with shit. You're encumbered? Okay, you being encumbered is insane. Let's keep going. Oh, I don't think they have anything. Yeah, probably not the innocents. I don't think the innocents have anything truly.
What might you be hiding?
And what might you be hiding? What might you be hiding, huh? Who, the child? Oh, right. No, seriously, though. Is Gortash here, like, at all? I don't think Gortash is here at all, huh? What the fuck? What? Oh, shit. Oh. Well, it crashed. I will take this moment to be right back. All right. While I relaunch the game, let's have a song. Let's do a little song, a little songy song. How about that? How about that? Thank you. Excuse me. Hamilton sneak peek? Nah, I don't even have the Hamilton shit. Hello? Is this reverb? Does reverb work? Is this reverb? Yeah? Great. I don't even have those files on here, Loki. Oh my god, you guys! Wait. This is not even funny. Wait, hold on. Wait. Hold on. This is serious. Wait. That's not funny. You guys, hold on. Have you guys ever heard of the YouTuber Manly Badass Hero? Have you guys ever heard of him? No. Yeah? He just followed me back. I'm a gigantic fucking fan of his. I literally... Oh shit, my bad. Oh fuck. This is embarrassing. I literally closed it instead of like letting it run. Shit. I'm not even joking. I literally watch him every night. I watch him every night. Like, to chill. That's crazy. That's crazy. Okay, anyways. That's insane! That's insane. Yeah, so Baldur's Gate is validating now because I accidentally closed it while it was uploading. No, don't say that, but it's like I don't think he realizes I'm an actual big fan. I actually like watch his shit all the I literally was just watching him play Zookosis. Oh my god. Because you guys know that like I can't play horror. I can't play horror games, right? And so I love watching other people play horror games, and nobody does it better than Manly. Oh my god. I'm losing my mind. Oh my god, what the fuck? Anyways, okay. Well, the game is validating. I don't know. What about like verifying? Let's just verify the integrity of the files because it kind of fucked up. So I'm gonna play it now. But before that, let's do what song should I do while I wait for this damn thing to open up again? Yeah, I agree, Spectre. I totally agree. I'm a big fan. What you want to sing? I don't know. I'm intoxicated. We'll see. What do you think? Up to you, dude? Wow, calling me dude. That's crazy. I'm real though. Good for you. Maybe a Halloween song of sorts. What Halloween songs are there? It's a good one. Wow. I looked up Halloween songs and one of them is Highway to Hell. This is Halloween? Great. I have to be honest, I don't think I know This Is Halloween as well as everybody might assume, but sure. Why not? We shall, sure, we'll try it. Oh my god. Spooky, scary skeletons. I don't know why I say that. Spooky, scary skeletons. I still don't know it technically. Where the fuck are the filters? It's been a while. Classic. Sinking. Boys and girls of every age, wouldn't you like to see something strange? Come with us and you will see this our town of Halloween. Halloween, this is Halloween. Pumpkins scream in the dead of night. This is Halloween. Everybody make a scene, trick or treat, till the neighbor's gonna die of fright. Town, everybody scream in this town of Halloween. I'm the one high in your bed, teeth ground sharp and eyes glowing red. I am the one hiding under your stairs, fingers like snakes and spiders in my hair. This is Halloween, this is Halloween, 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 Halloween. In this town we call home, everyone hail to the pumpkin song. This town, don't we love it now? Everybody's waiting for the next surprise. Down that corner, someone's waiting now to pounce, and how you'll scream. Oh my goodness, red and black, sky me green, aren't you scared? That's just fine. Say it once, say it twice, take a chance and roll the dice. Roll with the one in the dead of night. So everybody scream in our town of Halloween. I am a clown with tearaway face, here in a flash and gone with a trace. I am the who when you call who's there. I am the wind blowing through your hair. I am the shadow on the moon at night, filling your dreams to the brim with fright. This is Halloween, this is Halloween, 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 Halloween. Tender dumplings everywhere. Life's no fun without a good scare. That's our job, but we're not mean. In our town of Halloween. In this town, don't we love now? Everyone's waiting for the next surprise. Skeleton Jack in the back and scream like a banshee, make you jump out of your skin. What the fuck? Buddy scream, won't you please make way for a very special guy? Dragon's king of the... No idea. To the Pumpkin King now. This is Halloween. This is Halloween. Halloween, 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 Halloween. In this town we call home. Everyone hail to the pumpkin song. La, 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 la. Thanks, Mom! and Hibiki, we used to do like Just Dance to the song, bro. Hi, Vex! Oh shit, I totally missed this. All alone, pick up the phone and call. Ghostbusters! I ain't afraid of no ghost. Ooh, I hear it likes the girls. I ain't afraid of no ghost. Yeah. Ghostbusters! You had a dose. Freaky ghost. Baby, you better call Ghostbusters. Ow! Oh, shit. Yeah. I don't know if any of you guys actually believe in ghosts, but I technically do. Let me tell you something. Bustin' makes me feel good. I ain't afraid of no ghost. Bustin' makes me feel good. Woo! When it comes to your door, unless you just want some more, I think you better call Ghostbusters! Oh, who you gonna call? Ghostbusters! Who you gonna call? Ghostbusters! Oh, I think you better call Ghostbusters! Who you gonna call? Ghostbusters! Who you gonna call? Ghostbusters! Louder! 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 Who you gonna call? Ghostbusters! I said, who you gonna call? All right. Okay, great. Baldur's Gate is running. Oh, thank God. So, I won't be able to hear it interact with... Mom, no! Don't say it like that, Mom! Oh, no! How's your voice? My voice is fine. My voice is as fine as a person who dries out her voice using alcohol. Did you hit something? Huh? No? Did I? Did I? Excuse me. Oh no, I just continued at home. I have more confidence in myself not drinking at all than having 1 to 2 drinks / drinking moderately. You move something and it reverbed. Oh, actually, speaking of reverb, I should turn that off. Yeah, I was moving my table, that's why. My table is a standing table. What the? Oh, thank God. Holy, you guys, literally it made me like check like the coloration again, the gamma again. And I was like, hello, excuse me? Do not say that to me. I will freak out. But Ma, I'm sorry. I will miss you as well. I didn't know you were still awake. Bento said that you were asleep. Bento said you were a sleepy already. You were a little sleepy slap. Sleepy slap. Sleepy. A little sleepy slap. Honk shoe. Just a little honk shoe. Just a little. She was for a minute, but the karaoke probably woke her up. What the fuck was that? That was me fake snoring. Duh. This is how some of you guys sound when you snore. I just know it. And then you just like wake up. Like that. I just know it. 60-year-old snoring? Nah. Oh my lord. Is this loud? Was that loud? That was a little loud, wasn't it? Excuse me. Let me just turn the audio lower. You guys, I can't believe that Manly fucking followed me back. I'm like such a fan. I'm literally such a fan of Manly. I'm gonna cry. That's insane. That's fucking insane. Die, bitch. That's what I thought. Thank you.
I wonder if this is worth the cost.
More than likely, it is not worth the cost, but you know, what do I have to say about it? Shit. Come on, buddy. Your reaction right now is how I reacted when you followed me back those years. Like, was like during AX 2022. Damn, you're old. And so am I, but damn, you're old. Oh my gosh, she dead. Oh my gosh, she dead. All right, let's kill her. Let's kill him. That's right, baby girl. Let's kill him. Yeah. All right, now let's pick her up. Let's pick my girl up. Okay, let's hold on. Let's resave real quick. Just to make sure now that I feel like things are crashing. I also heard you guys. So I asked the guy who helped me pick up my PC, who helped me make my PC. And he says one of the hard drives is HDD. And I was like, oh shit. That's probably why my shit is crashing now. And so I think at some point in my life, I will try and get all SSD. You use an HDD in your main? In my main what? I don't know. I don't know what I use as my main. How do these doors do? Oh, it just goes back outside. Hey, look! A chunk! $970 Evo is a good one. 1 terabyte. I got 2 of them. Oh, that explains everything. Thank you. Hey, excuse me. Do you want to send me the link? Excuse me, to where I can buy that? Excuse me. Oh my god! Just so that, you know, I could put it somewhere on a website somewhere. Okay, listen, it's not like I was genuinely planning that, all right?
This better be good.
8 out of 10? Oh, dude, I'll take it. What the hell? That is better than I thought. Thanks, Spy. That's sweet of you. Sweet of you. I can't believe it. Great. Watch me just long enough. I will start karaokeing again. I can't help it. I just love to karaoke.
What's this now? Easy enough.
I just love to sing, especially when I'm intoxicated. And I feel like it's been a long time since I've karaokeed, like, for y'all. I've definitely karaokeed for other people. Just for y'all, I feel like it's been a while. Oh, this is back outside. Damn, where the fuck is Gortash? That's insane. Can I actually go down here? Wait, can I go in here? And then what happens after I go in here? What happens after I go in here? Is this a real? This is not a real door. This is not a real door. Never mind. I thought he was in an office at the top. High possibility. Oh, okay. There's nobody here. I need to go back down and leave and then go rest up so that I don't have to continuously use other things. I ain't afraid of no ghosts. Pow chicka pow wow. She still got busting on her mind. True. Real. All the time. All the time. Anytime. Anywhere. It's not surprising. You know this. Happy, I have a question for you. What time do you sleep, Hoppy? Because I feel like literally any time that I stream, you're here. I don't sleep, I wait. You wait for what, Hoppy? Mio! Mio! Thank you so much for taking your folks on tour. Hello, tourists. My name is Lily Bell. I love to travel, but I suck at geography. Hi. What you doing? I'm playing Baldur's Gate. I'm being a menace. I drank. I karaoke'd a little. Hi, Vivi. How was your stream? What did you do? Hold on, let me shout you out properly so I can figure out what you did do. Oh, Minecraft. What'd you do in Minecraft? What are you doing, Muzan? That's good. We were playing Minecraft on a horror server. We got lost on a horror server? How'd you get lost in a horror server? Once again, hello everybody. My name's Lily Bell. I love to travel, but I suck at geography. I am playing Baldur's Gate. I am an airline mascot. I don't know why it took me a little bit to have to think about that, but I am an airline mascot. As part of one of my subathon goals is to finish a Baldur's Gate run. I suck at reading maps. Real. Same. That's not the reason I don't play Minecraft, but I could imagine why that would be a reason I don't play Minecraft. I hope you had fun regardless, though, Miyu. Thank you for taking your folks on tour. We just finished a little something. We just finished one of the little small battles. One of the widow tiny battles. Do you want to put our beds together? Having fun? I'm turning in for the night. We'll catch you next time. Thank you, Mom. Bye. I love you. I love you. Mom, wait. Before you turn in for the night, I don't know if you've already turned in. Did Benzel say anything about me when he met me? Did he say anything? Did he say like I was pretty or anything? You know, not that it matters, but did he? You want to put our... No. Ah, unfortunate. Well, Bento. Mother's spoken. Looks like you don't care. It's okay. You don't need to. I know. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Miyu, Shimi Roll is actually one of my Flyers moms. And I got to meet this Flyer at TwitchCon as part of my like second and last ever meet and greet. So it's perfect for me to make. It's perfect for me to tease, really. That's so cute. I know, right? It is cute. And they've been wonderful. Mom's wonderful. I love Mom. I have known her for only a few months, but if anybody hurt her, I would kill them and then myself. In game.
Whatever comes, I'm ready.
Just to make sure everybody knows that. Or not. I'm just kidding. Just to make sure everybody knows that. He just talked about seeing you in meet and greet. Dang, that's quite unfortunate, but that's all right. I didn't expect him to really find me interesting anyways. Ooh, heavy plate armor. That's quite nice. Have a very good night, Mom. I love you. My mama used to watch my friends' streams. I don't think my mom can, my actual mom can watch even my streams. I just don't think that she would be able to like understand it quickly enough. She'd probably be like, do you have subtitles for your streams? And I probably have to figure it out for her.
I'm ready. Whatever it takes. No time to dally.
Hold on, let me go ahead and make sure that these all... Ew, that was wet. Pardon me. Wish I had been there. No, he did of course say how nice you are, but I knew that. He did not say that, Mom. You're just saying it nicely now that Bento is saying something. You're just saying it because Bento said something. But don't let me keep you up, Mom. Go to sleep. Good night. Rest well. I love you. I only might ever mention my titles, but I did catch her watching me a few times. Really? It was weird? It was weird because why? Did you have to censor yourself? Is that why? It was weird? Wow, look at the money. I love when I... Holy shit. 1, 2, 3, 5.
Anything else?
No, I just got embarrassed. Oh, that's so cute though. That's so cute and precious though. What are you talking about? What do you mean you got embarrassed? Why are they standing here very awkwardly and weirdly?
Had to wake up for this you late night stream along.
Good morning, Zeru. Listen, listen, listen. It's not that bad. It's only midnight. It just so happens that the last few times that I was awake at midnight, I was preparing other things. You wouldn't get embarrassed if your mom watched your streams. It's 3 a.m. here. East Coast. East Coast, are you? My mom, okay, this is the fun part, right? Let's talk about it. My mom has actually been on my stream, and when she's been on my stream twice. The first time ever, she accidentally doxed my name. But I don't think that people noticed at that time. It was like way early on in my career. So either people didn't notice, or people just were kind enough to not mention. The second time ever, and that first time was already a whole thing, and I'll get into it. But the second time ever, she didn't. But we got into the same exact topics. And both of those times, the topics were sex. I don't know why, but we talked about intercourse on my stream. Sounds like my mom. Okay, so why are you so embarrassed? Mom sounds crazy. What are you talking about me, you? If my mom ever watched me, she flamed me harder than other people ever would. Yeah, my mom doesn't talk about that with like, my mom doesn't feel that way about my content. She just feels that way about like my life in general. I don't know. It just feels weird. Wait, that's insane. I've never seen this before. Add item. Can I buy like one just in case? I don't know what it's like. Add item, sure. Excuse me. Actually, I want to add both of them. I'm just gonna take both of these for this one. I found the craziest stuff about my mom after she passed, but yeah, she was great. I'm just shy, I guess. Aw, that makes sense. I can understand why. You know? I feel like the way that me and my mother are not normal, and it shouldn't be normal, but we can't help it. Like, my mom literally called me earlier and was like, hey, are you like free? I was like, sort of, why? And she was like, you wanna house me? I want to drink. And I was like, oh, yeah, chill, okay. And then she didn't like call me back for a bit. And I was like, well, I'm starting to get, you know, kind of tired to host people. So I called her. And she was like, yeah, no, sorry. I had to go like drink with a couple of other friends. And I was like, oh, you're good then. Bye. I'll, next time. Next time, lady. Bye-bye. I'm still, oh my God, you guys, I'm so sorry. I did not realize I was still there. I did not realize I was still zoomed in, my bad. Okay. Do you think we can at least try to kill Gortash before we try to, before we end the night? Do you think so? Damn. Miyu, it sounds like I want to meet your ma. I wish that I had the ability to. Do I ever brainworm about coordinating events? Brainworm how? Like whether or not people want to come to the events, or whether or not the events are going to go well, or whether or not people will, like, inviting people to participate in the event will go well. What kind? Maybe one day, I'm sure she would love you. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Thank you. But you just said I found out the craziest stuff about my mom after she passed, right? Are you saying maybe one day, like after I pass? Is that what you're saying, Miyu? Am I crazy, or is that what I just fucking read? What are you like threatening me, Miyu? I'm confused. I'm like, wait, I know I'm drinking, but I don't think I'm like that drunk. Is your mother passed away? What are you trying to say? Miyu straight up, she was like, oh, I'm like, my mama is very passed away. Okay, but the way that you, okay. And I'm so sorry for that. But also at the same time, the way you fucking said that shit. She was like, I'm like, I straight up, I was like, oh man, your mom sounds fun. I wish I could have met her. And she's like, maybe one day, bitch. She was straight up, she was like, yeah, I'll bet. But you wanna? I'll help you, bitch. She's like, oh my God. The late night stream combos go crazy? Not real. The late night stream combos are a whole other thing already. No, that's too funny though, me. Like straight up. Oh my God. I'm so sorry you're half awake. If you need to sleep, go sleepy. Just say good night. Mwah. Night. I love you. I sit and pat it. Oh, No, I know sit in padded throne. Wait a minute. Didn't I have to... How do I meet Gortash? Defeat Gortash, confront Lord... Oh, maybe it's another... Oh, yeah. Maybe it's like the third... How do I get even... Can we get much higher? So high. Oh. Uh-oh. Wait, no, seriously, what the hell is this? Wait, hold on. Open this door. Open this door, bitch. Oh, I watch you. I'm really sad you're graduate. Ah. Damn. Damn. It's okay. I'm not dead, Miyu. Don't worry. I will still be alive somewhere in my life. Sorry. Just to let everybody who's come to visit me know, I apologize. I am definitely, most definitely intoxicated. But not like drunk, you know? Like, I'll still remember this tomorrow. I'm just saying that if it sounds like I'm being unhinged, I am. How the fuck do I get up here, my bitch? How the fuck do I go find Gortash? Where the fuck is that bitch? Anyways. My mom just wants to bring me to parties with her friends, and that really ain't my scene. Most people there are like 30 plus years older than me. Joke's on me. Well, I can understand what you're saying. I love parties with my mom's friends. They are incredibly easy to satisfy. If you speak their language, which is my second language, and also drink heavily, then my mom's friends love me. And that's like the best thing, that literally, like, so many of them have... I already have a lot of godmothers and godfathers, and so many more of them have already adopted me as an adult because I drink really well. No, seriously, does anybody know how to find Gortash? Because I have no idea how to get to the top floor. Is there another way to get to the top floor or something? Our moms sound so alike. Miyu, I'm your long lost sister. I know I should have told you earlier, but I didn't know how you would feel. Can we get much higher? Okay. Oh, is that the way up? Is that truly the way up? Can't get there. Liar. 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 Come here. Come here. No way, Miyu. Seriously? There's a door near the throne? Oh, shit. Am I dumb? Can I just not see stuff? It's a door. It's a door. It's a door. This door. Turn on that door. This door. The same fucking door as that. Never mind. The hell is that? Pulling my leg. Seriously, but they're like in their 50s. Me, are you telling me you're not in your 50s? Are you like the odd one out of us sisters? Hello? Door on the right side of the room facing the throne. Got it. Thank you. No. Stand here. Don't touch anything, bitch. Door on the right side of the room facing the throne. This bitch here? Wait, what? No way. I thought I opened this door for some facing the throne. God. Thank you. Oh. Sorry, I did not pay attention to this for a second. I should probably get here and save. Ooh, succeeded a perception check. Great, let's not walk there then, bitch. Wonderful. Let's... Okay, perfect. At least one of you guys are smart. Alrighty. Let's do this thing! In a second. I need to clean this real quick. It's not suspicious. Nobody look. Nothing says sex here, okay? I'm say so. I'm a virgin. Nothing here is suspicious. Oh, Zeru, thanks for asking to pull a tarot card. Oh, this is going to be fun. I understand demon sex. I draw the line at alien tentacle fucking. And that's why Spectre. Period. That's why. Okay, so you guys know my niece, right? And to anybody who's new, I have a niece. My niece is a very sassy little girl. She's been sassy forever. And I have babysat her at least a few times every year she's been alive. Now she's at the age of questioning. Now she's at the age of, but why? But why? But why? You know? And yeah. And today, not today specifically, but yesterday I went to dinner with her and my great aunt, and you know, it was good. But I realized she like had gone onto the car because we all carpooled, and she had gotten onto the car like just having woken up for her nap. So she was kind of like upset, and so I didn't want to talk to her too much. I didn't want to like upset her. She seemed like she was tired and cranky. But then she got to the food place, and I was like trying to kind of boost her morale and boost her energy. And so I was talking to her, and I realized she responds to girly pop. And by that, I mean literally, she responds to, oh my gosh. And then my friend had copied my other friend, and so they're mad at each other. She's, yeah. For some reason, when I talk tea with her, she legitimately pays attention. And she opened up immediately. I was like, oh my gosh, so what are your friends' names? And she was like, Aiden. And I was like, oh my gosh, really? I have a friend named Aiden. Well, my friend named Aiden. Vex, thank you so much for joining first class. I really appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. What the hell, man? Why? But thank you. But yeah, she straight up was like, I was like, oh my god, I have a friend named Aiden, but Aiden is fighting with my other friend. And she's like, why? Why is he fighting with your other friend? And I was like, oh, because, and I'm pulling this shit out of my fucking ass. I don't have a friend named Aiden, okay? But I straight up am like, oh, because Aiden copied my friend's drawing, or like Aiden kept following my friend and copying her, and so she got mad and she yelled at Aiden. Like, it's some dumbass shit. I'm like, yeah, like when she went down the slides, Aiden would go down the slides, and then after that, like, she got mad and she yelled at Aiden. Like, straight up, I'm pulling this shit out of my ass. And she's fucking responding to that shit, man. Today I went to the wedding. Seriously, the fucking yappening. And today I went to the wedding and she came. And everywhere I went, she wanted to come with me and was like, hey, Auntie Lily, can we hang out? Like, can I sit next to you? Can I eat with you? It was adorable, but at the same time, I was like, damn. This shit annoying, low-key. Anyways. I don't know why I brought that up. I'm shuffling my tarot cards right now. Zara, this is your general card. The Four of Pentacles. Upright. Keywords, keywords, keywords. Holding on to people slash possessions or issues. Deep-seated, you know, or past issues. Hoarding, stinginess, possessiveness, control. A lot of saving, you know, a lot of penny pinching even. Or keeping to yourself. In general, it can indicate that you're holding on to people, possessions, situations, or past issues. Can also be an indication that there are deep-seated issues affecting you that you need to process and let go of. You may be trying very hard to cling on to people or possessions that can give you a sense of security, but it could be in an unhealthy, possessive, controlling, or toxic way. Also, alternatively, somebody could be holding on to you in that way. It also just kind of indicates a lack of openness, a lot of obstruction, you know what I mean? So you're great with kids. Yeah, actually, I'm really good with kids. It's quite unfortunate that I don't have any, and currently I don't plan for any. But I'm really good with kids. It's not even funny. Anyways, Sarah, that was your general card. Sounds like you kind of had to let go. Well, that checks way too much, especially after last month. I would like to say nice. That means I'm accurate. But I also don't want to say nice because that sounds like it's not necessarily the best thing. Sorry, buddy. I'll toot my own horn about two things in my life, ever. And they're pretty different things, okay? The first one being, I'm pretty good with kids. What did she just perceive? The second one being, I'm a really good moaner. My moans are hot. My moans are fucking sexy. Seriously. Sometimes no, not you, Siri. Sometimes I'm turned on by my own moans. And I know that's the most narcissistic thing in the entire world. And I'll still admit it. Oh my god, hi Gortash, what's up?
Can confirm Lilybald.
Okay.
It's hard to keep a good woman down, isn't it, Carla?
I don't know. You managed it for a solid decade.
Thank you. Thank you.
Dear, merely to help you realize your vast potential.
You want to learn about starting a family together? Hey, just a heads up, you guys. Bento has actually seen me in real life, and he still says this, so I can't be that bad.
I wouldn't expect you to understand.
You feel no regret, do you? All right. How about fear, then?
Oh, you do quite misunderstand.
You missed what happened at the start of last month? Oh, I bet I did. I'm sorry, Zero.
Do we now?
You ought to reconsider. Divided, the elder brain will create. I'm sorry.
You make it sound like we were lovers. Or friends. But that wasn't it. I trusted you. I respected you. It was my job to protect you. And that's what I did. I was so young.
Oh my god, did he groom her?
Evil when I saw it.
Oh my god, he groomed her.
I was too dumbstruck to realize what was happening. No way he'd hurt me, I thought.
Oh my god.
For reasons I still don't quite understand. But I suppose evil has no real cause.
Hi, hippies. What's up, some hippies?
Is. Until it isn't.
You utter brat. You're going to burn this place down.
Good. You can't escape me.
Oh my god.
This city is mine.
Oh, what? He's less than the fucking... Oh, no. He's less than the fucking dragon. I don't know what other things he has, but... What is a reflecto thingy? Excuse me. Yeah, I want Karlak to give him the... Does this work? Oh, it still works. Okay, that's fine. I'll still take it. Wait, why the fuck is... What the fuck? Why the fuck is Will hurt? The hell? Everyone is wearing their Sunday best. You're right. Yeah, that was not worth it, but that's okay. Actually, what is he? Does he have anything? He is immunity, resistance, immunity, resistance. Shit, fire, immunity, resistance. What isn't here? Psychic. Psychic immunity. He doesn't have psychic immunity. Let's fuck him up. Let's do it. Let's do it.
At the ready.
Bitch, don't talk to me. Worth it. Worth it, for real. Worth it. Even just a little bit, it's worth it. Got it. Go ahead, buddy. You gonna try and hurt me? Dumbass? Come on. Come on. You're right, it sounds like Akio. Let's see, let's see. Let's see how lucky we are. Alright, not bad. Good job. I'm proud of you. I wonder. Let's do it. Sure, why not? Give it a try. Nice, nice. I'm proud of you. Great. Let's go. Oh. I think all we have to do is really kill him, right? The rest of them will fall after. It's still, for real, sounds like Akio. I don't know. Rude, bitch. Ooh, what? So that's how it feels. Jesus. Well, lucky you're fucking immune to that shit, bro. The hell? Who the fuck do you think you're talking to, dumb? Oh. Oh. Uh-huh. I did not expect that. But okay. Oh shit. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Well, that's not good. Well, that's not good at all. Ah, shit. I did not expect that at all. Well, he doesn't here. Let's see. Does he have a psychic? Okay, good night, Zeru. Have a good one, honey. Good night, good night. Okay. I did not expect him to have extra shit like that. Okay. Not bad. Caught daggers did do something. Alrighty. Let's see if I can just hurt him from here. Wow, it worked. Target is too far. The hell are you talking about, my dude? You're okay. You're okay. You're fine. That's right. That's right. I'm proud of you. Keep going. Keep going. Pick him up. Move him over. Pick him up. Move him over. What the hell is that? Manifestation of who what? That's fucking weird. Sectum Sempra, that shit was OP. Dude, Sectum Sempra was fucking crazy. It went way too hard. It did not need to go that hard. Even in the movies, it went fucking hard. Honestly, I feel like I just need to get rid of him first. And then once I get rid of him, the things will just come to place. It's cool, girl. Just drink up. All right? All right, all right, all right. No. You're fine. You're fine. Just, let's see. Can you fly? Can you fly this far? No? Okay. You can, but it provokes attack of opportunity. That's fine. Just put it up. Excuse me. Okay. Thank you, Lyra. I appreciate that, sweetheart. It's working. It's working. We're doing it. Okay, low-key, we did not do that, but that's okay. I'm gonna save right here just in case I crash again. Oh, shit. Nar, walk away, everybody is dying, Nar! Oh, shit, what the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? Holy shit, walk away, holy fuck. What the fuck is that? Nah, walk away for real. Holy shit. That's fine. Holy fuck. Okay. All right, just hit him. That's right. That's right, baby. Get your just revenge. You're worth it. You're amazing. You're beautiful. I love you more than life itself. To be fair, I'm not a big fan of life in a good day. So, but still, the idea is very thoughtful. You know? Shit. Can I walk here? I can. Making your move downtown. Walking fast. Just push him now. That's disgusting. That's absolutely disgusting. That's just unfortunate and disgusting. My turn, huh? No, it isn't. Is it? Oh, it is. I should probably drink something. Nice. I am proud. Appreciate you. How cute. Look at the little baby taps. Aww. Honestly, I believe in Gortash more than, or not Gortash, sorry. I believe in Karlach more than I believe in me. So that's fine. Creeples. Wow, what a name. Hi Creeples, hope you're doing good. Okay, understandable, but mainly I just care about Gortash and killing Gortash, so. I'm doing good. How's the game? The game is fine. I'm doing all right. This is actually a little easier than I was worried it was going to be, so it seems so far. I don't want to say too much. I don't want to be too confident, but you know. Okay, sick. Where is she? This way? What the fuck? Why is this like this? Oh, Displacer Beast, of course. Okay, real. That's right, motherfucker. Shit. How do I do this without hurting other people? Huh? Never mind. I'll just hurt other people. Oh, I forgot. He's immune to fire damage. I'm a dumbass. Ah, damn it. I'm a dumbass. Actually, didn't I save? Like, just a little bit ago. I saved just a little bit ago. I'm glad you're doing good, though, Creeples. Hey, y'all. I have a quick question. If I were to tell you to get a color analysis done for yourself, what would your what do you think your results would be? See. 95% accuracy, but of what? Let me do one right quick. Well, how are you supposed to do one? I thought that was something that people like literally, I paid for that shit, so. When does Shadowheart die? Fuck? Fuck? I didn't fucking expect that shit. Hello? Hello? What the fuck? Oh, shit. Oh, shit. I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna do it again. You have green-yellow color blindness? This is the second person. No. Like your clothing and skin complements. Okay. Please do not kill Shadowheart. She was actually doing pretty good. Oh, okay. She was doing pretty good. Please don't kill Shadowheart. Please don't kill Shadowheart. Oh, thank God. Sort of. Thank God. Ah, fuck. Ah, no! Nobody die! Nobody die! Fuck! Shadowheart Loki is down. What? What? Dude, I feel like I am not going through the things that I'm going through properly. Or going through the things that I wanted to go through properly. What do you mean not enough movement? Fuck you! Okay, real. Okay, real. All right, real. I don't even know what to say. Go fix her. Thank you. Okay. That's cool. That works. I'll take it. Oh, Lily, you should know something. Why do you say it like that? That's scary. What do you mean I should know something? What should I... How do you know that, Bento? Just want to know. Yay! Concentration broken! Kill him! Kill him! Take him and kill him! No, there's no way. I learned it? Learned it how? Who did you have pull on your hair? So does mine, but my hands are also really good with taps and stuff. What? What do you mean? I'm poor. I'm pure. Pure. Pardon. Well, that's what I'm asking. How would you know then? How would you know if you never had anybody actually pull on your hair? How do you know that your hair is very good at being pulled on? Hmm? Out of curiosity. Just a fair guess or what? Okay, girl. Let's just knock it. You know, take it down a notch. Let's meet up and we can make sure. No. I want to know how first. Am I the only one that has been targeted at work with that? With what? With having their hair pulled on? In like a not nice way? Or in like a very nice way? Sorry, I can't wink with this model. I don't know how. I mean, I know how to wink, but like with this model, it just doesn't work apparently. Oh, shit. Who is dying? Are we dying? How many people are dying? Fuck. No! Not Karlach! I know, very nice way. Had a friend once. Okay, well. Good for you, buddy. Whose attack of opportunity am I provoking? Yours? The fuck? Die, bitch. Okay, now I'm not provoking anybody's fucking opportunity. Pick this person up. Can I pick this person up? I don't think I can. You think it'd be a winter? Oh, I'm sorry about that, Hoppy. That's not cool. That's not chill. Honestly, the main part for me is that Gortash is dead. You'd be surprised. I would think I was just... I literally thought that it would just be a certain thing because of pale and dark hair, but apparently not. Oh, okay. Let's go save her actually then. You got it. Pick up. Pick up. Get up. Get up. Get up. Karlach. Get up, Karlach. Karlach. Of all people, we need you. Davide. Oh, good morning, sweetheart. Hi. I didn't know you'd be awake. Good morning. Karlach, please. Karlach, please. Karlach, please. Oh, thank God. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, then, huh? Pardon me, I didn't realize. Good afternoon, Baldurs. Damn, unfort. I keep forgetting that it's immune to force damage. Oh, good God, I'm drinking so much. It works, it works. It's worth it, it's worth it. Hope all is well there. All is well. Thank you, Doubles. Oh, this is unfortunate. A little. What do you mean mocktail? What kind of mocktail do you have, Hoppy? Hoppy? Uh-oh. Displace your beast. Okay, move forward, move forward. Go do something. Go do something. Oh my good God, you didn't do anything? How embarrassing of you. And embarrassing for me. But whatever, I suppose. Nice. Okay, okay, okay. I'm saving after every little thing I do, just in case. You know what I mean? Oh, nar. Fucked up, fucked up. Oh my God, you're so close. Oh God, you're so close. Yes! And you can, oh, thank God. Holy shit. He's at 1, you guys. At 1! Are you enjoying your mocktail though, Happy? Okay. Will? I swear to fucking God, Will. I swear to fucking God.
Watch and learn.
It's fine. Just kill him. Oh, well, that's fucking embarrassing. Jesus Christ. Hit him! We did it! We killed Gortash! Now we just need to kill everybody else. But we killed Gortash! Woo! Let's just, should I just pick up his body now? Thanks. Awesome. Hey, I saved it! I saved it! It's saving for me right now, too. I promise. Damn. Y'all were right, though. I feel like Gortash is definitely less work. Sheesh. Okay, okay. What else? Where do we have? We have another one or what? Bane's Fist. Oh, shit. Should we just, Hey, yo, should we just casually walk away or...
Ready.
Let's just casually walk away here. Sure. Let's just take it. Let's just take all of their shit. Woo! We did it!
It engulfs your mind, drowns your senses. Above the hell rises a screech, gleeful and maniacal. It is the way and the truth. Absolute.
Oh no.
Leave them alone.
Oh.
The howl fades. Your mind is hollow, save one lone voice.
My husband? The tentacle monster?
His netherstone is yours. You have done well.
Yeah? Are you gonna reward me?
You heard the Elder Brain. It's regaining its autonomy. It cries not from pain, but exaltation. We must stop it before it breaks free.
Well, how do I do that?
The stone remains. Orin's. We must find her and take it from her.
Well, we know where Orin is, but it's kind of hard, low-key.
You should start wondering what you will do then.
I will fuck you so hard, my dude.
We shall see.
Oh, why do you say it like that, Emperor? That's fucking weird. Oh, fuck. What the hell?
It's finished. It's done.
Rip his
See him
Baldurs?
up
Say,
close.
yeah, for real.
I need to know he's dead.
Okay, well, what do you, I mean, didn't you know?
What were your thoughts?
Oh, never mind. I thought you were just trying to act special or something. Hello? Okay. Well. My God. Oh my God. Food, food, food. Food, food. Oh shit. There's a whole chest. Oh shit. Hold on. Let me grab this first. Perception failed. The fuck you mean perception failed? Oh fuck. Are you kidding me? Hell is that?
Still me, even after everything.
Oh my God, let's steal his shit. Steal his fucking shit. Oh my God, I want to steal his shit so bad. Hi, Istria is trial 2020. 22 is now boarding. Welcome to Late Bell. I hope you have a safe and enjoyable flight. Is trial? Is trial? Excuse me. Yeah. Oh, thank God, there's food. Oh, thank God, there's food. Yep. Hi, how are you? I'm fine, thank you. How are you? I have just finished a tough battle trying to kill Gortash. We're on Act 3 of Baldur's Gate. It wasn't as tough as Orin's low-key, but it was generally tough. Oh, Gortash's key has everything, doesn't it? The fuck is that? The fuck is that? That sounds like a trap. That looks like a trap. I'm stealing everything. All I want is to steal in my life. Arts, attention, belongings, life. Oh, I can play it. Did not expect that. You just got the original Baldur's Gate for PS1. You know, started tomorrow. Oh, sick. Did you play Baldur's Gate 3? I wonder how the original Baldur's Gate fares in comparison. Well, things were coming here. I'm sorry you couldn't sleep, though. I am here just to basically steal everybody's shit. The fuck you mean can't reach this? Hold on. This will be my first Baldur's Gate game. Are you excited? Bro, I wonder what... I had never heard of Baldur's Gate before number 3. So I wonder what it's like. Number 1 and so.
Surprises.
Yes, take their shit, take their shit. Mood on the ceiling. It's not like they'll be using... Exactly. See? It's not like they'll be using this shit.
Could come in handy.
They don't need it. You might have those or keys to them. The original Baldur's Gate. I wonder if we can do anything with these. Oh no, I don't think so. Why would you have keys to them though? But we did it! I really didn't think that we were going to be able to do it so easily. I feel like in comparison, Orin is so much harder.
Copper for your thoughts.
I feel like Orin's gonna be... Like, I tried Orin and I feel like she's so much harder. There's stuff outside, is there? Ah, are you? Jessfreck is now boarding. Welcome to Label Air. Hope you have a safe and enjoyable flight. Yeah, just a peek. But if there's stuff in it, then we're taking it and we're stealing it. But originally it was just a peek. But now we're stealing everything. Alrighty, alrighty. Alright, time to grab some illicit powers. Creates a creature suffering falling damage because of your actions taking it. Okay, okay. You know what? Actually, yeah, let's do this here. Hi, Jessfrick. Full on loot goblin mode. Nah, same. You guys haven't even seen me in D&D. That bitch goes crazy. The loot goblin. Actually, yeah, let's have him grab it. I can't believe I'm so close, technically.
Heading out.
Alrighty. Time for schleppies. I do not want to use any more of that. Made an inventory sheets to keep up with my loot goblin shenanigans. No, that's real. That's real. Before I had to like switch my D&D character for something else, I made a whole sheet for them too. And all the items that they had. And I categorized them. Woo! We did it! Oh my god, for real though. We literally only have a little bit left, I feel like. Oh my gosh. Okay, 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 okay. Thanks, Doubles. Let's go, let's go. I need to go to Lower City Central Wall. Oh, thank goodness. Now that he's dead, we can just fast travel from literally anywhere there. What do you mean portable hole? Is it one of those like never-ending purses? But it's basically like the way it works is like a never-ending purse, right? Sort of, but bigger. Dude, it's already never ending. Whoa. Well, that was certainly a thing in life. Holy shit. Oh, they have a max volume? I didn't know that. Yeah, that certainly was a thing, huh? I did not expect that. What a creepy fucking voice. What the hell? Why, yes, fruit fly. I totally hate your existence. Dinner? What are you cooking? Good night, Antonio. No, don't be sorry at all for looking. Good night, honey. Rest well. Thank you so much for everything you do. And thank you for letting us know. Good nighty, hun. Okay, we need to get this for sure. We definitely ran out. And then send to camp. Thank you. Ooh, what a pretty blue outfit that I am not going to keep. Same with this plate. No way, hold on. Keep that, bitch. That's crazy. No? What the hell is that? Is that not... What? Oh, it's not a thing. It's not like an explodey thingy. That's surprising. A Guide to Avernus, one hellish holiday. Oh. Nah, that's fine. Whose shoes are the dumb looking ones? This one? These are my new cool shoes. Okay. Oh, tyrannical jack boots. Oh, well, that's over on that side. Hellcrawler. You cannot be forcibly moved by a foe's... Oh, that's not realistic. That's okay. And what does this do? Really? Oh, not proficient though. Not proficient. Not proficient. Not proficient. I didn't think so. What about this one? I know you're proficient. 16. Oh, okay. Sure. I'm down. Fuck.
I'm ready.
Can you get this or no? Oh, not proficient though. I feel like maybe anyways, besides that, I might as well just use it. Because of, even though it's not proficient.
Let's fucking go 12 months.
Damn, 12 months. Slam, thank you so much for continuing your first class. I very much appreciate it. Sheesh, for real. I can't believe that. We've been friends for that long, huh? Terrifying. No, I'm not getting you mesh toe fucking sandals. They're disgusting and dumb. Oh my god, they're talking about him. They're talking about Lord Gortash. What about Lord Gortash? What did they say? What are you even doing up, Slam? Hi. Okay, cool. Awesome. We did it. Nice. Nice. I'm usually up at this time. Do you not have... Oh, right. I forgot. Tomorrow's Sunday, so you probably don't, huh? Alrighty. Let's just reorganize it very quickly. What is this? Is this something you throw? Yeah, no. This is here, though, for sure. Whoa, Gortash's hand? Oh, fuck yeah. I can send the nether stones down, honestly, right? I think I put the other nether stone there too. Ooh. Smoke powder bomb here. Okay, just reach higher. Oh, 4 p.m. is not too bad. I thought it'd be like way, way worse. I mean, I still don't think it's the best, but you know that you're staying up, but I get it. What the fuck, bitch? Arrow of constructs. No, that's construct slaying. Here we go. There we go. Oh, nani. Oh, wait a minute. Why doesn't this also go over there? Why can't this? Oh, weird. Okay, whatever. I'll leave it there for now. Yeah, everything else looks good. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and just save real quick. Is a lack of clothing intentional? Absolutely it is. I know it. But 5 months after I started streaming? No, that's insane. That's definitely insane. What? June, July, August, September. So what, that winter? Winter 2020? Alrighty, guys. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. I am definitely getting tired, but I'm happy that we made a lot of progress today, I feel like. That said, I will see you guys soon. My name is Lilybell. I love to travel, but I suck at geography. Damn, November 11, 2020. That's insane, for sure. Yeah. Thank you. Let me go ahead and send you guys over. Somewhere. Oh, I met this one other person really recently, but they seem super cute and they're doing a partner push. So thank you for flying with Lilybell Air. And thank you for dealing with me tonight. Bye-bye now.